Howdy friends, Ryan McCaffrey with IGN, breaking down the Titanfall 2 single-player campaign trailer. I wanted to start at what I thought was the coolest moment of the trailer, which is right here. For the first time in a Titanfall game, because it's a single-player campaign, we can't just shoot other robots necessarily or other people. We've got creatures, monsters to shoot. You get a good look. In fact, if you back up a little bit, you can see this guy dead on the ground in the last frame, where BT is sort of mourning the death of his own pilot. Right there at the bottom of the screen, you can see the dead creature along with the other dead human bodies, including the fallen pilot. And then if you go just a little bit ahead, you'll of course see there's a better look at it. So it is a four-legged wolf thing, dragon, mini dragon with it's like a spitter from Jurassic Park with a big tail. But what's interesting about this single-player campaign is apparently, a la Doom, not all of the monsters will like each other, because there is a large winged creature to come in and grab it and take it down, just crushes it instantly. So I want to go back and let's go through some of the highlights here. First, I want to let you know I got to play the multiplayer multiplayer game, a few rounds of it, but they're not letting anybody play single player yet, rather. So, but I did get to talk to Vince Zampella and Drew McCoy, the studio head and main producer on the game, respectively. And if we look to right here, this frame, this may be a corporation we're battling, a corporation that's involved in the game somehow. You can see the full name of it if you piece it together. One banner on the far left side of the screen, one on the right. It looks like it's Koodex, Koodex, if I'm reading that correctly. So we'll move ahead now to the 6-second mark. We'll see these guys throughout the trailer, these little robot spider brain-looking things. Not sure what those guys do just yet. Now, if we fast forward up ahead, right, we can see, oh, there he is. There's our Titan. His name is BT7274, and I would bet donuts to dollars that 7274 is the birth date of potentially Vince Zampella or one of the other leads on the game. But there's a good look at him right there. Move forward to the 29-second mark to check out some intense. Look at so Scorch is one of the new Titans. There are 6 unique Titans in the game, and that looks like that may be some of his doing there with the hell going on in the middle of the field. Now, here we're getting a look. There's your ship going down, and there's, again, let's see, we wanted to go to find there he is. There's Jack. So you're playing Jack Cooper, possibly no relation to Sly, I'm guessing. That's him in the middle of the screen there. That's our pilot. That's our hero in the Titanfall 2 single-player campaign. We get a good look at him. Now, if we move ahead to let's see, is right. There's more. It looks like the little bug guys can actually fly or hover along, which is unfortunate. There are some. What I found was pretty cool about this campaign is it hints that there are some Iron Giant-like scenarios in here, like right here where Jack's falling, and then here comes BT out of nowhere to catch him. So, you know, BT appears to be sentient. He takes orders. You can talk to him. He replies. That's pretty cool. Now, if we move ahead to the 120, here we go. You can see there, if you remember the teaser trailer before E3, there was, right at the end of the trailer, just this big Titan sword. Well, here it is in action. There it is, actually slicing, doing a finishing move right there on another mech. But I suspect that, here's the frame I was looking for. You can deflect, you can use it as a defensive tool as well to block incoming attacks. Moving back to this sequence right here. Looks like at some point in the campaign, poor BT loses an arm. The poor guy's lost an arm. And those are most of the highlights. Let me just see what else I wanted to highlight for you here. We saw Jack. We saw the other Titans. I can tell you that from speaking to Vince and Drew, I asked them, well, how long is the single-player campaign going to be? Is it going to be similar to, you know, their old Infinity Ward Call of Duty campaigns? And Drew said, it's meaty, it's memorable, and it's offline. It's playable offline. He says it's definitely not a training mode in multiplayer with bots. And so I asked, well, what about the gameplay styles of it? And he says it's such a different gameplay design than you'd expect from a single-player first-person shooter of 2016, which I thought was a very interesting comment. We'll have to see what he means by that. He says, he continues, he says, he told me, what's fun in Titanfall to do by yourself? And that, by asking themselves that taught the designers a lot about what works and what doesn't. He says it's a very gameplay-driven experience. And then the final thing, interesting quote I got from Vince Zampella, I said, so will there be things, you know, in the single player that don't show up in the multiplayer, whether it's monsters, whether it's Titans, whether it's what have you, and vice versa, things in multiplayer that don't show up in single player? And Vince said, well, there's some cross-pollination, but there's some stuff that's unique to each mode. And then the last thing I wanted to show you was this last huge battle that you see right here. Let's let them come down out of the sky. If you go right there, you can count, there are at least 7 other Titans in this image alone, heading into this big battle. So that indicates we're going to get some crazy, huge, crazy cool battles here. So that is what I can tell you about the Titanfall 2 single-player campaign trailer based on, unfortunately, not playing it, but at least I did get the chance to speak with 2 of the key folks at Respawn Entertainment. I cannot wait to play this. I'm so stoked that Titanfall 2 now has a single-player campaign. And for much more on all things Titanfall, you're already in the right place right here at IGN.